Yo, yo, yo. Hold on. Let me get right. Oh man. I ain't got my audio on. I'm running behind y'all. Give me a second. Let me get set up. Oh, I hope y'all had a good weekend. Because I definitely did. Probably had the best weekend in a long time. Alright, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Oh, here we go. There we go. See, that's better. All right, I'm almost done, y'all. Then we gonna get into this DreamCon situationes. Sure. I'm running it on. Am I not lying? Or am I straight? Okay, we good. All right. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am your boy King, man. Thank you for joining me. If you are not here on the live in the chat, thank you for watching. I am back from DreamCon, and I am not gonna lie to you. I had a ball. We had a time was had. That's what they call it. A time was had. A time was had. So let me first jump right into it. DreamCon 2024 was not on my list. DreamCon 2024, I thought we didn't have to do it. It is part of the Black Geek documentary coverage. We dove into the culture by diving into the public and what are the best place to dive into within a convention created by like all black people besides one guy. We don't know what he is. Shout out to you, Dylan. But it is literally so black, so amazing, right? Let me make sure I'm the best place to dive. And like us being able to like mesh with this crowd. First of all, you know, we all are in our 30s, right? Us at the Geek Set, all in our 30s. But we also feel like we ushered in a lot of what the culture appreciates today, you know? So it's not like we thought we were going to this situation and that people would look at us. And when I say the situation, I mean us initially going to DreamCon. I don't think we looked at DreamCon and we said, oh, well, we're going to go to DreamCon and, you know, we're going to be the old fogies and we won't mesh well. Like, we knew we had some niggas in there. Like, it's niggas that fuck with us, like, tough. So we knew that that wasn't going to be a problem. But what I think we didn't know was, like, the reception we received year after year. So year after year, it just slowly but surely gets better. Oh, let me share this. Let me get these things on. It gets better and better. Because, like, honestly, this year was amazing for me. Like, let me shut this off. And let me go over the people I met, like that I really enjoyed. So first, I'm gonna go in the order in which I met people that I felt like, okay, that was dope. So there is an actor, a comedian, producer, director, creator. His name is Wesley Anderson, also known as What's Good. So he has played in a movie called The Blash, which I saw, like, I think it was like 2017, but it released, I believe, 2016. And it's funny as hell. So I saw that, thought about it, like, our dude is funny as hell. But I knew him from somewhere else, and I couldn't put like my finger on it the day of. So I went to IMDb him, and it was like other movies that he'd been in that I'm like, oh, I definitely, yep, I know him. You don't know him, but you know him. So I got blessed, and he was on our panel, right? And I'm setting up my camera, right? I'm trying to get everything going, and turn around, I'm like, bro, I know dude. Like, who is he? So I say what up to him. He showed love, like real chill. Not like in certain influencers, they can be very, very egotistical or antisocial. And it's two separate spectrums. The antisocial, I understand, because they're forcing themselves to do a lot of stuff every day. So you got a meet and greet, you have book signings, or you got a release that you want people to, come out and see. I understand it, because it's like you do this every day, and eventually you want to be like, I'm done. So I don't really sweat that, you know what I'm saying, whatsoever. Now, the egotistical, those are the ones that get me sometimes. Because I feel like in this culture, we're all doing this for support. We all doing this for some type of entertaining a crowd. And I'm okay with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. And everybody reacts differently to that type of setting. So like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's built for it. But you could at least be gracious about it. And Wesley was amazing. Like, first of all, we were supposed to have Carl Jones there. And Carl Jones, we had hung out with him last year a lot, and I learned so much from him, just talking to him. Because for me, I know a lot of people in the business of entertainment or production, they got a lot that they want to get off their chest, man, that they're not just trying to sell you. A lot of times, if you get put in the room, in my opinion, I feel like you should take advantage. So if I'm in the room with anybody who's at a higher level than me, I'm generally asking questions. I'm genuinely trying to learn something, because I never get that opportunity again. Like, yeah, you can meet a person and say, hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan, blah, 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 and get a picture, and then that's it. Or you can ask a person, what motivated that? Who wrote that? You know what I mean? Who directed that? And if you got those times, sometimes that little conversation can be priceless. You know what I'm saying? You can find out a lot just by taking the opportunity to treat a person like a person. So with him, I guess for me, the panel ended up being about that. And, just learning he got a movie coming out. There was other opportunities that he was like looking into as far as like in the anime world, or just, in the culture. Because I don't really like quantifying like the geekdom. Like, it's definitely not one thing. It's not just anime or movies or fighting or, whatever people want. Because he's making an action movie, but it has incorporated, people with powers. So coming off a weekend of, Deadpool, Wolverine, I can't just equate that to just anime, if you know what I'm saying. So long story short, his presence was much appreciated. Thank you again. I'm not sure if you'll ever see this, but thank you again, bro. Because, seeing somebody that I grew up with, and watching him progress and act and do different things. Like, you go from skits, or you go from short films to like a feature film or a movie, or you know what I'm saying? Like that right there to me is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So he was one of the guests. Our second guest was Pierre Steps, who stepped in initially for Carl Jones, right? Because Carl Jones had an emergency, couldn't make it. So Pierre Steps wasn't around showtime. Like he made a dramatic entrance. Like he came in with 30 seconds to go type deal. But by then we had already asked if What's Good could fill in, which by his graces, he was good. He was with it. So that worked out. Now, Kev on stage was already part of the headliner, situation. And it's funny because he made a statement earlier today about his experience with us with Geekset. And I really, really want him to know, you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how the community is. And it's not a bad thing, but I understand his situation. So if you didn't watch, you know what I'm saying, go to his Patreon. Definitely subscribe because it's worth it. It's very funny. He's hilarious. But he was talking about how he doesn't do meet and greets because, it turns into chaos and it's, it wears him down. And I agree. Like, we had a trailer last year that dropped, and afterwards we had a lot of people that wanted to come and talk to us. And it is a lot because you want to interact with everybody. Everybody. Like, you want to, but everybody has a story. Everybody has something to talk about, very understandably. And, I probably had like 4 or 5 people run up on me. He had like at least 50. At least. And that was because the show was starting, so we had to stop. And shout out to his wife. Like, she really, really came through and was like, nah, like, y'all gonna have to get up out of here. So that was, it was an experience because for me, I'm like, I'm thinking people like that. Like, some people like that. Like, they gotta, you know what I mean? Like, not necessarily. When I say it out loud, it sounds bad. But the fame of it all, some people should like that, right? But not everybody wants it every day. And I'm sure after a while you do get bothered with it. So shout out to Kev, man, for putting up with it, for doing all that. Because I know he made the day of so many people. Like, so many people. So that was love, man. And just being around him, you realize something, man. Like, he came to our studio hack at the studio, I think that was last year. Yeah, it was last year. So I got a chance to meet him there. He is so genuinely real. Like, the way he is when nobody's really paying attention, man, you honestly would be like, yeah, he like that a little bit, when he's just talking in his lives or when he's just doing, his thing, where it's like, he's just naturally funny, man. He's just, you could tell, he's naturally funny. So that was a dope experience. Really just genuine good people, you know what I'm saying? That as me being a creator, I look up to these people because they have that, you know what I'm saying? And shit, we trying to get there. But just knowing like, man, these are people that we worked with, you know what I'm saying? That we'll work with in the future. You know what I mean? It's dope. So as a small creator, as a very small creator, that's dope. But shout out to them. So that panel went well, you know what I'm saying? And like, if you saw the invitation to come check out the live, that was me on the mic. I don't really like talking a lot. I do like talking a lot, but I don't like interrupting the show. I like to let, you know what I'm saying, the guys get their show out, do their thing. If I get incorporated, cool. If not, I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm already doing a job of capturing the moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to capture, we got to edit, we got to put this stuff together for people to be able to enjoy it who weren't there. You know what I mean? So my objective this year was to capture really good, video, photos, and just a plethora of things. And shout out to my homie Doug, man. Me and Doug was out here working. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to get it. Shout out to Bacardi. Shout out to Young Deuces because they were on stage managing it along with the guests. You know what I mean? Shout out to our boy Didge. You know what I'm saying? He helped us get prepared for this, even though he couldn't make the trip. He really helped us like be on point and on task with some stuff. So it was a whole team effort. You know what I mean? We all definitely had a fun time, but you know, we wish Didge would have been there. But it happens. It happens. But like, we know now for next year or whatever. Hey, first of all, DreamCon. I hope people see this to share this or to comment. Matter of fact, in the comments, if you watch this, if you get to this point, DreamCon, we need that industry badge. We need that industry badge. Like, we get it. The application was different, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We submitted some stuff that maybe we should put something else in there, but we need that industry badge because we need that access so that we can make things smoother. You know what I mean? Like, we need that. But shout out to y'all anyway for even blessing us, allowing us to have the panel, you know what I'm saying, and giving us bigger rooms each year with more opportunity each year. So shout out to y'all because we also know, you know, a lot of stuff got taken out from last year. Like that was one of the controversies I remember through Twitter. Like people who were able to get a panel last year weren't going to get one. You know what I'm saying? And I think you know, this year was kind of different, which I'm gonna get into that. So this part is just about the panel, and then I'm definitely gonna move forward into the rest of it. So because I saw some differences, I saw some good, differences. I can't say I saw bad. Now, unless throughout this whole, you know, situation I come to some type of other conclusion, I really didn't see too much bad. But excuse me. So yeah. So we go through the whole studio hack. We do the questions. We end up doing some you know, some kind of like games or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it works out. Everything was smooth. Again, hope to be back next year. Hope to do it again. But like, I'm gonna be real, man. Like, it was so much love, y'all. Like getting up there, being able to talk, being able to like see. Well, and what it really is, I was moved by the crowd because the people on the stage, you know, they were giving their. Because what it really was that I think the question was like, what would you like to see improve in the culture? Or what would you like, you know, like what would you like to see go away and what would you like to see improve? And everybody on the stage was basically saying, show more love, let's get rid of the hate, and just allow people to do what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was, I think Kev on stage was saying like, don't question the women on their anime choices. Which is obvious as fuck. Like, if you're going to recommend. If you're going to ask for a recommendation, ask for a recommendation. But let's not get into this, well, what do you do? What do you watch? How do you watch it? All that's petty and it's childish. And then, like, Pierre and I think What's Good and even Bacardi was just like, you know, well, in a sense, there's three separate opinions. But let's get rid of the hatred and hating and, you know, not embracing everybody's hard work or whatever they got going on. And let's embrace it, but let's collaborate. Let's do this and, you know, let's work together. Like, that was what I took from the rest of the day. It's like they were very adamant on the positivity of it. Like, you know, what we're doing. So to me, I felt like that was the thing. Like, there was such calling where it's like, look, bro, sometimes y'all gotta be heard, and sometimes you are the one who have to do the speaking. So no one's gonna give you opportunities, or, you know, no one's gonna just force you to do what you say you think you should do. If you're great at cosplaying and creating, you should go hard at that. And then we need to support that. And then we need to grow that, and that can be a future franchise for us. And when I say us, I mean the people in geek culture. Because if y'all did not see, you know, what DreamCon looks like, you know, it is a convention. It is essentially no different than every other convention or, whether it's sales or clothing, hair. Like I've been to the American Beauty Show in Chicago at the McCormick. And when I tell you, it's huge. You know what I mean? It's huge. But it's so much money. It's $1 billion industry. So now if you're telling me that geekdom and all of this will become $1 billion industry, if we continue on, you know what I mean? Like let's put two and two together. Let's use our common sense. We need to have control over that because they'll take over black geeks, black nerds. They'll take over that just the same way they took over music, the same way they took over movies. And now our black music, our black movies are no longer of our own. They're what someone in a boardroom says we need. They're literally somebody above us who probably isn't even of color dictating what these rappers say and what they're pushing the narrative. So what's to say that won't be the same thing for geek culture? Because it'll be easy to come in and open companies who make cosplay. It'll be easy to come in and open companies who are doing makeup specifically for cosplay, where some of us are already in that world. Some of us have already had that expertise. We just need to collaborate with people who are good at marketing and good at business that are also in the culture. And that's how we need to push it. Because then we'll have more small businesses, small companies that are pushed towards the DreamCons, Blur Cons, Momo Cons, Wakanda Cons, all of the cons in which it's people of color who generally don't have representation, or we're just now getting it. Because I remember 5 years ago, it wasn't really built for people of color unless it was a character of color. And now we have animes that are focusing on that. So it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow. It's just simple as that. When the celebrities get on deck, y'all need to be aware because it's assumed it's gonna be in the stores. Target will be selling cosplay attire. Walmart. The stuff that we go into Amazon or we got to build ourselves or we got to buy it and tweak it ourselves, trust and believe eventually you're going to be seeing it more mainstream. The same way I saw more Dragon Ball Z, Hunter x Hunter like apparel or hoodies from Bleach. We never saw that 5, 6, 7 years ago until, COVID? People got in the house. People started watching anime. What did Hulu do? What did Netflix do? Did they not go from, they have a stream of very unpopular animes to now suddenly they got their own everything of anime? They got their own studio specifically to make animes. They're buying the rights to animes. Baki the Grappler. That wasn't just that was somebody else's anime. And now, look where we at. So we got to be smart, y'all. We have to be smart. We got to take what's ours. We got to secure, secure your, what Carl Jones always say, secure your IP, bro. Them intellectual properties, we have to secure them. When you make something, you create something, you register that, man. You get that trademark. You put that in your name. You know what I mean? And don't let nobody just take it from under you because they will. So, anywho, that was that part. That was the panel. That was all that. Let's get into DreamCon. So now DreamCon itself, right? I'm going to try to find video. And I got video. Trust and believe I got video. But DreamCon itself was amazing because, like I said, y'all, it's so black. And I mean, how can I put this? I don't want to say I feel, it's the blackness that makes me happy up there. But I will say that it makes me more comfortable to see people like me, enjoying the same things I enjoy. So that's more where my brain comes from when I think about DreamCon. Some of the interactions you'll have, man, is like stuff that you just can't make this up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I got the video? Hold on, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm out here wilding. Do I got the stroll through? Is this a stroll through? This might be a stroll through. But yeah, some of them people, man, like, I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Like, it don't even feel like we're out of touch, even though there's an age gap. You know what I mean? Like, I ran into people who, because I was dressed as Kenome Tosin, Bleach, right? And man, I got so much love. So much love. I really thank y'all. Like, y'all don't know what it's like. Like, a person in his 30s that's cosplaying, it's not like you want to feel accepted, but you definitely want to make sure you get things right. So, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that was the catch. Like, I was on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, people was messing with it. So, hold on a second, make sure. Look where we at. All right. Yeah, I be messing up, y'all. Y'all know I be messing up. Don't judge me. But yeah, that was one of the highlights. Was like meeting new people, messing like I guess learning from people too. Learning from younger people throughout the DreamCon because that was like I guess this year was so much more interactive as far as like dealing with people. Like last year, I felt like we were just selling. I mean, not necessarily, we were being sold stuff. The artist alley and all that stuff was like dope, but it was so many like pops and figures and just all this other stuff that it was like, bro, like what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like what are we really doing here? But this year was so much different. Like they had everything more organized. They had art with the art, clothes with the clothes, you know, just so many different things where I was like, okay, I can really appreciate, you know what I'm saying, what they got going on because it was set up so right. But yeah, it was just like, I don't know. Do I even, I don't have the bro. I don't. I wish I did. But anywho, that'll probably be on. Obviously, we got to make a DreamCon video, so you guys will be able to see it. And if you get a chance, just look it up on YouTube. I'm sure so many people got it. It was so many creators there. It was so many content creators. Oh. Sorry about that. Are we back? Are we back? Oh, where we at? There we go. We back. So many content creators there. Like in the hallways asking questions, doing like the, you know what I'm saying, scenarios, like all of that stuff. I feel like they were like on it. Damn, man. How long was it off? Sorry, man, my camera. I got a new camera and I didn't change the settings. So if it went off, I apologize. Yeah, it better come back on. All right, there we go. So the content creators were there. A lot more cars I think they had than last year. I think, like I said, they changed things up. I feel like it was more adult driven, less kids. More, it were still kids there. So I'm not saying it like they didn't allow kids in. It was just less kids there. The comedy show was great, or they had a day of comedy shows. So all of Saturday was nothing but comedy shows. But that was great because it's something different than just people up there talking or telling people about their plans or blah, blah, blah. Like it's actual entertainment this year, which I think that's the thing. Like, I feel like that's what they shuffled out. They shuffled out a lot of the conversational pieces and they allowed more entertainment because even our show was supposed to have been something else, which was like a game show, but we couldn't find enough guests right away. But then at the same token, what the studio hack is not just an interview. It's an actual show. So they still do games. They still do interactive things with the crowd or stories and stuff like perspectives of the guests who are also entertainers. So I seen the theme of that. You know what I mean? It was very obvious that it was less conversations, more entertainment. You know what I mean? Like more high energy. I felt exhausted every day, but still like up every day. So I respected it, man. It was dope. Beautiful time. I know I'll be back. I wish I could have stayed for Sunday, but I had prior engagements. I had to fly out. But like getting there Friday, doing the panel, and then getting a chance to hang out that night, 6th Street was a good time. But I will say, like, man, I wish I could have stayed Sunday. Like, I wish I could get the full experience and checked everything out. Because, like, even the Artist Alley, I know I didn't walk through everything. I know I didn't. And now Saturday is really all we did. You know, we walked around, we took a lot of pictures, took a lot of video, tried to get a lot of B-roll. But then we ended up going to, like, the gaming area, which was massive, which last year I feel like I missed. And then we missed the basketball game, which is crazy because it's like this building is huge. And they filled it up so much with so many things to do. Shout out to RDC World One. That y'all don't understand the amount of planning that had to go into this. So I definitely show y'all much love and respect, man. And, you know, I'll be back. And I'm always going to promote it positively because to me, it's just a positive time. You know what I'm saying? Through all of it, it's always been a positive time. So shout out to y'all. What's next, man? I want to say, I think, I know next year they're moving somewhere, so I'm not sure where, but I hope it's like either a DC area or Chicago area. That wouldn't be bad. You know what I mean? Texas, we probably can get it out of Texas. I wouldn't mind that. Y'all can get up out of there. Let me see, man. So I'm going to do Deadpool, because I was going to do this as a together, but I think I'm going to do Deadpool separately in a separate live. Because DreamCon itself took up a lot of space, a lot of time. And, you know, I don't even think I covered everything. Like we missed the dodgeball game, but we were working. You know what I'm saying? So that didn't matter. And then, like, the after party, chaos. We end up actually going to 6th Street, or not 6th Street. We end up actually checking a cruise downtown on some scooters. And we saw, like, the anime parties. We saw, like, the after parties. I'm going to be real, man. We got to do better at cornering this market because we made Austin, Texas so much money. So much money. Which I am here for, man, because Austin, Texas showed so much love. Like, Austin is a real place. You know, anybody who went to DreamCon, they can attest. Outside of the hotel, it's a real place. It's almost unreal. But it's a real place. So, you know, we actually didn't have to really battle too much with that because I feel like the police were always right there or patrolling or somewhere in the area. So I don't think I've heard of any incidents, but I also didn't see anything. Like I didn't see anybody get assaulted or robbed or anything like that. But like other than that, man, the restaurants were good. The food around the area was good, like little pizza spots and they had like little shawarma carts and whatnot. All that stuff was so good. Like then when we found the food truck parks, that was another thing. The food truck parks will fool you. Austin has so much food out there. Don't just fall for walking on 6th Street or 7th Street or them little areas and just go into the storefronts. Go find them little food truck parks and areas, like get on them scooters and ride around because we found so many that had so many different foods, like African, Brazilian, obviously Mexican, but then it was like Indian, another place that was South American, like so much. I mean, in different foods that was actually more affordable than if you ate close to the downtown area, like closer to the hotel. So like that was interesting, to say the least. Like going twice and not even finding that like little food park area, and then like learning that there was like more than one, like that was crazy to me. But I'm definitely planning to go back. Like I will go back to Austin now, even without DreamCon, just to get around, like just to check it out. So maybe South by Southwest, you might see me. You might see me this year. Keep it real. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this one up as my DreamCon 2024 recap, and just say it was another success. Obviously, more growth. Obviously, more exposure. You know, I'm still tired. Like I'm still tired. I didn't sleep at all. What is that? Yeah, Saturday or Sunday, and I'm just still tired. But I had so much fun, and I don't regret any of it. And I'm sure everybody else can attest to the same thing. Like I don't really know too many of the creators there that I felt like went to sleep the whole time. Like we were up, we were out, we were like working or supporting each other, going to each other's events, or you know what I mean, like ushering people in for them. Doesn't matter whether it's King Vader, you know, O, shout out to O, shout out to Roxy Hayes, shout out to so many people that like I was able to interact with, kick it with, and just run up. You know, like, we just had a good time. That thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for making my weekend amazing. So I can't trip. I cannot trip. All I can say is we had a time. But until next time, I'll listen. Oh, matter of fact, go check out the Geek Set recap when we do ours. So I know, yeah, this is on mine, right? But if y'all have not yet, and if you have not, if you made it this far through my live or through the video, like and subscribe here, and then go to Geek Set Podcast and like and subscribe there, because it's helping us out both ways. But yeah, make sure y'all watch that, because you got to get all of our experiences. This is just mine. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't even my complete, because so much occurred. And it'll be definitely covered more then, because I'm sure they're going to remind me of some stuff that I forgot. But from front to back, you gotta check us out on this one, because I'm sure y'all interested. I'm sure you want to know, because your kids want to know, or you want to know, and y'all want to go. So look, do that for us. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace. So look, do that for us. All right, y'all. Until next time.